How's it going, everyone? This is Mark with @Tech. In this video, I want to show you how you can open and make any file type on Mac. Now, there are several file types that exist out in the world, and not everyone can be opened on every single computer. There are many file types you cannot open on a Mac. There are several apps on the App Store that are aiming to help you accomplish that task. But today, I want to show you one way that you can easily do this without any additional software. This is through Terminal, and as an added bonus, I'll show you how to make any file type as well. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and open up Terminal. It is under the Other folder in your Launchpad. We'll go ahead and open that up. And you may have never seen Terminal before. This is how you interact with your computer by text and through the command line. There are a ton of really awesome things you can do with Terminal, and I'm not going to go in depth into this video about how to do that, but it is definitely worth checking out. So the first thing we want to do is navigate to where we want our file to be, or where our file currently is. If we just type ls, it'll show us our current directory, the folders that are in our directory. Chances are you'll be at your user folder, so we'll go ahead and say cd for change directory, and then I will say desktop. And if you start typing a word, and you can press tab, and that will automatically fill your entry. We'll hit enter, and as you can see, we're now on our desktop. If I say ls, we can now see new files. So here's the file I want to open, test.dat. This is a DAT file, a data file. If we go ahead and say open with, it's going to say TextEdit or VLC. TextEdit can read a DAT file, but other file types, which I will show you, cannot be read. Now, let's just go ahead and print out the contents of a file. The way we'll do this is we will just say cat, C-A-T, and then we will put in our file type. So mine is called test.dat, and it will output that file's contents. Now, what about this one right here? This one is definitely a file that I cannot open. It will say TextEdit, and if we open that with TextEdit, it will just say that it does not know what to do. Now, if we go ahead and do the same thing, we'll say cat, and then this file is called relaxation. As you can see, it outputs somewhat the same stuff as TextEdit. So you can see the contents of it, and at least it gives you a way of opening it, because if you double click on it, you can see it says that it cannot open this file. Now let's go ahead and clear our screen, and let's go ahead and make a file. We will say Vim, which is the built-in text editor of sorts inside of Terminal. Then we will give it a file name. I'll say my file. Now here's the cool part. You do not need to give your file an extension, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just call it my file. I hit enter, and we are in our Vim editor. If I press the letter I on my keyboard, we will enter insert mode. So I can just type whatever I want. This is a text file. Now, as you can see down here, we are in insert. If I hit escape on my keyboard, we're back to the command prompt of sorts. So if I type colon, and then I say WQ, which will save and then close it, we'll be back to our command prompt. Now, if I look over here on my desktop, eventually a file will appear on here. And as you can see, this is my file. Now we can also do the same type of thing where I want to just give it my own extension. So I will just go ahead and say CP for copy, and then I'll say my file, which is the source. And then I will say another file dot, and I will just say QWERTY. That is not an extension of a file that exists anywhere. But I go ahead and open this up here. As you can see, this is truly not a file that anything can read from. But because we can read from pretty much any file on here, we will say cat, and then we will say another file. As you can see, this is a test file, spelled wrong, but there we go. It is now able to be read right here, which is really awesome. Now there are some downfalls to what you can actually do in here. For example, if I say ls and I'm in my movies folder right now, if I just say cat and I say 2014 intro, as you can see, this is garbage. This is a video, so you cannot actually play a real video, or you cannot see a video in here, but there are some cool things you can do with it. If you want to actually edit a text-based file, you can totally do that sort of stuff. You can open a lot of these things inside a TextEdit that do not exist, but such things like as an executable, you cannot open anywhere, but you can see at least somewhat of the code and trash that runs it, like we have right here. but this is information you may not be able to find anywhere else except in the terminal. So you can do some cool things. It's not super useful, but I wanted to show you how you can at least open, edit, and view any type of text-based file. Sure, you can do a lot of stuff inside of TextEdit, but it's really cool to learn some new things that you can do inside of Terminal. And I would really recommend you take a look and learn into some of the features you can do. It is quite awesome. So there you go. That is all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with @Tech, and I will see you in the next one.